The end of Game of Thrones is upon us. The show returns for its 8th and final season in just a couple of weeks, and a few more weeks after that, it'll be gone for good. The series has a scale and a lore like few before it, with an insane cast of characters spread across locales that has all been narrowed down to these final 6 episodes, 4 of which will be supersized at around 80 minutes in length. Thrones and the book series it's based upon has drawn a lot of theorizing, of speculation, of questions and mysteries. There's big picture stuff to consider, but also the micro issues facing the characters we've come to care so much about or loathe so deeply. Everything is coming to an end, and there are multiple loose ends it needs to tie up. I'm Josh from Got Culture, and this is Game of Thrones Season 8, the 11 biggest unanswered questions and mysteries. Number 11. Will ARYA complete her list? ARYA is running out of names. The vast majority of people on her kill list have long since fallen by the wayside, either at the hand of her or by another. But still a couple remain going into the final season, particularly Cersei Lannister and the Mountain. There's also the matter of Beric Dondarrion and Melisandre, but they were quietly dropped when she was in Braavos, and it seems unlikely that ARYA will actually kill either of them. They're now both on the right side, even if she understandably has a long-standing grudge against them, and there's not too much time to address that. Likewise, we can take ill and pain out of the equation too after Wilco Johnson's departure from the show due to illness. Cersei and the Mountain, on the other hand, are both villains who'll need to be defeated for the heroes to win the day, and thus could both be crossed off the list. It's likely both will die, but will ARYA be the one to do it? She may now have grown beyond her list, but it'd undoubtedly be a moment of sweet revenge to see her kill either of them. Number 10. What is Bran's role? It's almost a little unfair to still refer to him as Bran Stark now, since he is almost fully the Three-Eyed Raven, but whatever name you wish to give him, there's no denying that he's one of the most powerful people in Westeros, and potentially one of the most important too. Bran holds the key to the truth about Jon's parentage, but his role in Season 8 should be much bigger than dropping that bombshell. He is someone who can not only see through time, but influence events, and is one of the most powerful Greenseers to have ever lived. He should be doing something big, whether that's further exploring his connection to the Night King, another time loop shocker, or warging into a dragon. Bran should have a major part to play in the war to come. But what's it going to be? Number 9. Will Cersei have her child? Cersei dropped a bombshell in Season 7, revealing that she's pregnant, something seemingly confirmed by the script for The Wolf and the Dragon. Assuming this is true, then, there's the question of whether or not Cersei is actually going to have the child. It's an awful thought, but, well, Westeros is an awful world, and the Season 8 trailer hinted at something being rather amiss with Cersei as she took a sip of wine, something she refused to do in Season 7 because of being pregnant. Maybe that's misdirection, or maybe she realizes the end is near and time is too short to not drink wine, or maybe it hints at tragedy for another of her children. Number 8. Is Winterfell going to fall? Winterfell is, rightly, going to be the setting for the major stand the living make against the dead. The Battle of Winterfell is going to be one for the ages, evoking echoes of the fabled Battle for the Dawn, and quite likely seeing a number of characters fall in what promises to be among the greatest spectacles the show has ever delivered. The trailer gave us a tiny, extremely dark tease of what to expect, with shadowy figures only illuminated by the burning glow of fire. And fire is crucial to this, since it's the most effective tool for killing whites en masse. And equally so, it's how you ensure other people aren't reanimated by the Night King. So if there are swaths of whites and fallen heroes of Winterfell, does that mean those surviving need to burn it down? Or will the White Walkers themselves destroy it in an attempt to destroy the heroes? We've seen the castle destroyed once before, and now winter is here. Are we going to see Winterfell fall once again? Number 7. Will Tyrion betray Daenerys? The story of Tyrion Lannister is a strange one. For 4 seasons, he was never less than one of the 3 biggest and most important characters on the show. In seasons 2 and 4 in particular, he's not only the best character, but the one with the strongest, most clearly defined arc. But for 3 seasons running now, he's been on the periphery, and heading into Season 8, it's a little unclear as to what his role really is. Which is why the idea of deception is an intriguing one. Tyrion is generally presented as one of the good guys, but Thrones is never that simple, and Tyrion has done plenty of lying and murdering along the way. So could he really turn against Daenerys? It's clear from that final shot of him in Season 7 that he's not happy about her relationship with Jon, which comes from being her hand, but also someone who is in love with her. Might that lead to him working against her? Or will they at least want us to think he is, showing him going back to CERSEI but really acting as a double agent? The Season 8 trailer didn't give us any hints, which might be exactly the point, as they attempt to hide what Tyrion is actually up to. It's the final season, so he needs to have a significant part to play. So could this deception be it? Number 6 is Howland Reed going to turn up. Howland Reed remains a huge point of mystery for the simple fact that, barring a trip down memory lane with Bran, he's never appeared on the series, yet is the only living person who knows exactly what happened at the Tower of Joy. While he's played his own part in the story by sending his children Jojen and Mira to protect Bran, it'd still be nice to actually have him turn up in the flesh, even if the time for it has most likely passed. He would certainly help corroborate events as laid out by Bran, but also it'd just clear up what feels like a really loose end and be the good kind of fan service. Number 5, how will Jon and Daenerys react to his parentage? Jon Snow is really called Aegon Targaryen, the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark, and that's something both he and Daenerys are going to discover in Season 8, which is going to put a major wrinkle in their new relationship, to say the least. Not only does it mean they've committed incest, but it also means that Jon has a stronger claim to the throne that Dany has been working towards for years now. While Jon is a reluctant ruler and the White Walkers take precedent now anyway, it's obviously going to have a major impact on both of their characters on an individual level and as a couple. How will Jon react to knowing he isn't a bastard? How will Dany react to discovering that he's not only a nephew, but someone with a better claim to the throne than she? Will they stay together? Will she turn on him at some point? Who knows? After the Night King is defeated, if he is defeated anyway, then this is what could dictate the future of Westeros as a whole. Number 4, who, if anyone, is AZOR AHAI? AZOR AHAI is the legendary hero who, with the help of his burning sword Lightbringer, helped beat back darkness from the world. The idea of AZOR AHAI coming again is generally conflated with the prince that was promised and the last hero as far as show theories go, and speculation as to who will turn out to be the warrior reborn, if anyone, has been rife across the series. Melisandre initially expected it to be Stannis, although now seems more focused on Jon, who, as the son of Rhaegar Targaryen, seems the most likely fit, given it is his hero's journey above all others. Daenerys equally fits the prophecy too though, and it can be bent various ways to make other characters fit as well, such as the idea that, say, Jaime could be AZOR AHAI with Cersei as Nissa. Whether the show will even go down the route of having someone echo the legendary warrior is unknown, but if they do, who's it gonna be? Number 3, who will die? It's the final season of Game of Thrones, one of the most bloodthirsty shows on TV. The enemy is basically death. It almost goes without question that lots of characters need to die this year, but the question is, who will fall by the wayside? At this point, there's not even really anyone who could be considered completely safe. Even the likes of Jon and Dany, who are the main characters, and one of whom has died once already, could feasibly be killed again. And below them in the ranks, anyone could go. It's likely the villains will be killed off, Cersei, Euron, and the Mountain, but we'll also have to lose a bunch of good guys too, from supporting fan favourites such as Bronn and Tormund to bigger players like Jaime. The question probably shouldn't even be who will die, but instead who will actually be left standing. Number 2, how do they stop the Night King? There are 100,000 whites, 100 White Walkers, but there's only one Night King, and if the heroes can kill him, they can, as far as we know, end this entire war. But how exactly can they do it? We've not really seen the Night King enter the fray yet. He killed a dragon with a spear, and we've seen him raise the dead, but we still don't know just how powerful he truly is. Presumably, he's much stronger and much harder to kill than a regular old White Walker, and that's if he can be killed at all. Is he impervious to dragonglass and Valyrian steel? Is he even a great warrior? As long as the Night King lives, this war can go on, but stopping him isn't going to be a remotely easy task. Number 1, who wins? Season 8 sees the battle between the living and the dead, but it's also quite likely going to see a battle between the living heroes and the living villains as well. Hell, there could even be a showdown where we have the Night King's army versus Jon and Dany's forces versus Cersei's army as well, the worst triple threat of all time. But the question will still remain, who comes out on top? Game of Thrones has at times been a nihilistic series, but it still feels unlikely that its endpoint would be everybody dies, and likewise it's hard to imagine Cersei winning either. And yet it can't totally have a happy ending, which likely means the forces of Jon and Daenerys are going to win, but at a major cost. Not everyone's going to die, but those who survive might wish they hadn't. So that's our list. I know what you guys think down in the comments below. How many of these lingering mysteries and questions do you think the show will address in Season 8? Either way, while you're down there, could you give us a like, share, subscribe, and head over to whatculture.com for more lists and news like this every single day. Even if you don't, though, I've been Josh, you've been watching Got Culture, and I'll see you soon. Bye.